How's it going, everybody, and welcome aboard CardboardSim. And on this video we're going to take you on my Home Sim Cockpit Tour version 3. Let's get it started. Would you believe this entire cockpit started as cardboard? It started with nothing but boxes, tape, and a dream. Piece by piece, I printed, wired, and built my own cockpit. Now it's a fully functional home simulator. Every dial, every switch, every flight. If I can build this, you can build yours. Clear for takeoff, runway 23, full on takeoff.
The flight, CardboardSim's in control, everything's right. Beechcraft bonanza, the perfect pair with CardboardSim.
Subscribe and join the flight. We're just getting started. Alright, so starting outside, this is what the sim looks like. As you can see, I got the extended floor. That was one of the biggest issues that I had getting in out of the sim. So all I do is I just push the seat forward here, and I bring this seat on back, and I just hop on in, right? Okay, so that's how that works. Now, just to give you a quick view of outside, this has come a long way from version 2. It's been a couple years since I've done version 2, and I'll leave that link somewhere up here, and you go check it out so you can kind of get a comparison on what it used to look like to what it does now. As far as the outside goes, nothing much have changed. The frame is made out of 2x4s, pretty much. The flooring underneath, 2x4s stacked all the way back with a sheet of plywood on top, and then I wrapped it in this wooden vinyl material, I guess you can say. As far as what it looks like in the back, once I close the sheet, all I do is just drop that down, and that's what it looks like from the back with it closed. So up top, as you can see, that is my AC unit. I've now opened the hole up more so that the fans are getting more air pull in. Before, it was like right here, so the fans wasn't really being able to pull in as much air. So after doing that, the fans give me just enough air that I need to keep me comfortable inside the sim. Coming around the side here, there's really not much, like I said, not much change in the outside. Yes, that is right. That is masking tape holding the TVs together up front. With these TVs being so light, the front TV sits on these boards that I've recreated across the other side. It just sits on those, and then I just use the masking tape to hold the TV up front. As you can see, it's not going nowhere. The tape is holding it very well. As far as the side TVs, as I said before, we have L brackets. There's 2 of them, one there, one there, and then it's just sitting on a 2x4, as you can see right there. It just sits on there, and then the L brackets holds the TV in place. TV's not going nowhere. It's been sitting there for 3 years. We're good. In the back, there's my power strip that powers mostly everything. Sorry about the lighting back here. I should have been a little bit more prepared for that, but most of you have seen the back of this more than enough times. We have a handful of Arduino Megas. We have an Arduino Uno. We have, this is the motorized or the force feedback system for my dual link yokes, powered by VP Force. Awesome kit. I will be doing a video on that in the near future, as well as the software that comes with it. Very good setup for those who want to do a DIY setup like myself, and you don't want to break the bank to do it. So more to follow on that. Back there in the back on that side is my MOSFET board controller. That's going to control my dimmer switches on the inside, which I'll get to once we get back there. 12-volt power supply to power those, as well as this doohickey here is the power supply for the force feedback system. Here is the PC that runs it all, and as you can see there, yes, CardboardSim in the building. So right here we're rocking a Corsair 4000D case. We're running a 4080 Super graphics card. We're running a 7800 X3D CPU, an H150 water cooler. We're running a 1000-watt gold Corsair power supply. We're running 64 gigs of 6000 hertz RAM. We have 2 M.2s and a handful of SSDs on the back with fans more than enough to keep it cool. There is the Wi-Fi box. Pretty much self-explanatory. Here is my 3D printer that has helped me along this version 3 journey. Thank you to my wife who got this for me for my birthday last year. Here's my ELT switch that I'm working on currently. That'll be going into sim here this week as well. And that's pretty much it for out here. So let's go inside and flip this up here. All right, now coming inside, and I'll turn my lights on right here. It's motion censored. All right, so starting with the visuals, we are running 3 55-inch TCL 4K TVs. I have started working on my DIY bezels. They're not perfect, but they're working right now. They're a lot better than before. It's hiding the bezels a lot better than just seeing the bezels. So I'm cool with that for the time being. 3 GoPros. Those are the 3 GoPros that I use when I'm shooting my videos. I use Webcam Tool, which allows me to run 3 GoPros through OBS as virtual webcams. So that's how I'm able to do that. Starting up top, we have our AC overhead panel, I guess you can say. So all it is, I have all 4 of these fans. Let me turn this light off. So all 4 of these fans are connected to a power supply, and I use this switch here to turn the fans on, and it starts blowing air in, keeps me nice and cool. And here I have 2 lights that are connected together, and just by hand motion the lights can come on. I can keep my finger over it and it dims the lights or brighten them as I see fit. So that's pretty much it for the overhead panel. Now the overhead panel is made out of, this is an old Coolmaster case, the top part of it that I've cut out, and I took some cardboard, made the panel, cut the holes, put the fans in. Here's some more of that wooden vinyl that I was talking about. That's what I also use for the panel as well. So I guess starting over here to the left, we have duct tape, as the same black duct tape I've been using from day one. Black duct tape for the window frame. The material is a foam, it's insulation foam board. You buy a big huge sheet at Lowe's for like 12 bucks. And I've used a couple sheets of those to do the whole interior. And then I just went to Walmart, picked up some material. I recently just added this orange here to go along with the custom livery that I have, just to kind of give it a little bit more, you know, a little more flavor inside the cockpit. I also made some, I printed out some labels. They're not the real labels. They're just labels that I've added, you know, just to kind of get a little bit more immersion inside the sim. Starting back here, we can see here's one of the 5 speakers. If y'all follow me, I just recently picked up the surround sound. It is a Logitech Z906, I think is what it is. It's the 1,000-watt system that they made like 10, 12 years ago. Got it for $60 off of Marketplace. And man, I tell you what, it has changed the dynamic of the sound inside the sim. If you watch my most recent video, you can literally hear the Airbus behind me like creeping up, man. It was insane. So that is that. Here's my phone holder here. It is a charging platform that is powered here, right here. And I just run the wire over and lock you into place there. Here's my newest gauge panel. It's been through a few transformations since the last time. So this is another piece of foam board, you know, like project foam boards that you can buy at Walmart for like high school and, you know, school or whatever. So I did that, cut them out. All these bezels here, or all these gauges, are all 3D printed. That one works good. This one works good. This one is static. I'm actually thinking about replacing that one. This one does work, but I have it turned off for the moment because I'm now using this is a 3-inch LCD screen that I purchased off of Amazon, and I used the G5 to act kind of like the GI275 because no one has made the GI275. I know Semionix, he started working on it. I don't know how far along he is with it, but if and when he does finish that, I will be replacing that with the real GI275. The altimeter, it works, but it's kind of out of commission because my needles are broken. So I got to fix that. But I'm thinking about redoing this whole gauge. And my vertical speed works good as well. Here's my annunciator panel. It does work. This is 3D printed. And I have nano LEDs behind the ones that I normally use. Some of them I don't use. But for the ones I do, like Autopilot, glide slope, altitude, flight director, heading, nav, approach, all that stuff works. Here is my yaw damper, which is controlled by the yaw damper here, which leads me to my next one. This is my DIY Autopilot, the GFC 500, and that is backlit as well as the gauges. If you look inside the gauges, that clear, transparent PLA, it's all backlit, and I'll show you real quick. So if I turn battery and power on, now I have 2 different lights. I have lights for the panel, and then I have the lights for the gauges. So let me turn this light off, and then you see I turn this on. That lights the panel up. And if I come to this one, there you go. So that dims and turns off. And then I also have this button here that turns lights on and off down at the bottom as well. And those are also dimmable. So, matter of fact, let's turn this back on. Now, for the G5 and the JPI, I'm using Air Manager. For the GTN 750, 650, I'm using the TDS system. It's a standalone system. Now, I have Air Manager running across all 3 so that when I turn power off everything, all the screens go black, as if they're actually turning off. As far as all of my switches and buttons and things like that, everything is ran through mobiflight, with the exception of a couple, which I'm using the Arduino Uno that I spoke about. That uses my TPM and a couple other things that mobiflight can't read the variables of, right? So that's that. Moving on to the 750, 650 combo here, my avionics panel. The bezel is 3D printed, and all the buttons and encoders I've added. The screen is a 10-inch HD Fire tablet, and I'm using SpaceDesk to throw it on, I guess you can say. Everybody should be aware or familiar with SpaceDesk. And down here, I just made a little Beechcraft logo. Give it a little bit more pop down here. Over here is my SayIntentions badge. As you know of, I am a partner with SayIntentions. Love their product. If you haven't used them or you're thinking about it, stop thinking and use them. They're the greatest. I have no complaints. That's just a battery test switch. It serves no purpose. It's just there for looks. Let's see. Oh, here is my compass. Now, originally I was setting it here. I had it setting up front. I moved it all the way forward because, as you can see behind, you can see the virtual compass. So for the longest time, I've flown with the interior delete. But I would like to have the windshield effect with the rain and the snow and ice and all that. So I had to come up with a way to make it work. So I created this piece here on this window. This is considered the door frame. So you have the window frame right there, or the frame itself, and then there's the door. And it covers the virtual pillars. Now you can kind of see some right now because I haven't got the cameras. I'm still working out the kinks, the settings, so that it's completely hidden. And I don't have any, I don't want to see nothing. All I want to see is just the wings, that right there and here. So it's still a work in progress, but it works. And this is also made out of cardboard and a white duct tape this time. Yes, sir. White duct tape and cardboard. So that is that. Moving down here, we have cardboard with all the switches. And my circuit breaker panels are not real. It's just cardboard with, these are butt connectors, wire butt connectors from the auto parts store. Here's my trim wheel right here, and my indicator right there. And as you can see, it flows. This is also a motorized trim wheel, so when I go on autopilot, this does its own thing and it keeps the plane nice and level. And not only that, but it's also synced with the potentiometer, so when I take it off of autopilot, it stays in the exact place, if that makes sense. Flap switch, TPM, USB port, dimmer switches, landing gear, all the goody stuff over there. And same thing over there. Now, coming here, these are my headphone jacks. So I've 3D printed those. I found somebody on, I think, Thingiverse who made these. And so it's pretty cool. So I'm just running extensions. I'm running a Y splitter between that headset and my headset. And then it runs into my Bose module, which is connected right there. And so both of my headsets are connected together so we can hear and talk to each other and hear everything that's going on along the sim, within the sim. This little booger here is my volume knob for my butt kickers underneath. And here is a picture of the ones I'm using, because it's not the real butt kickers, but these do just fine. And I can see I got the wire running down there, and then it runs across and around the sides and underneath the seats. This guy right here is a new switch panel that I created. This is going to be used for streaming eventually. I'm still working out the kinks, but this is going to be control my different camera views and things of that nature. So more to follow on that. Here is my fuel select switch. Still rocking from the same box. She looked a lot better on version 2. As you can see, she's been dinged up a little bit, but she still works good. Right tank, left tank and off, works fine. Here is the volume control knob for the surround sound. And oh, just so by the way, let me go ahead and show you. It's a mess in the back, but there is the subwoofer there. And she kicks. So I have a speaker back there, a speaker back there. The center speaker is down sitting on top of the sub. And then I have these two guys right here. So, and like I said, that was control that. Moving on to the yoke system. So the yoke system is all DIY. It's made out of 1.5 inch PVC pipe all the way through. A good buddy of mine, Dragon, he was so kind enough to print these out for me because my printer is not big enough to print them. So he printed them out, sent them to me, and I finished up the rest, painted them, added my buttons, got it all wired up, and I made these myself. It says dual linked. The system, how I power my buttons is actually from the old Alpha yoke I had. I took some of the boards. I took the main board, and I'll show you. The wire's a little messy down here for now because I was having some issues a few days ago, so I had to do some rewiring. I just haven't had a chance to clean it up. But nonetheless, the main board from the Alpha yoke sits in this little box that I made. And then these wires run through the back of the yoke inside, and that's what controls my buttons. So the front button here and these two buttons all control my camera. So front camera, left camera, right camera. When I push up, that talks to ATC. When I push down, that talks to Discord. Or if I'm flying solo, it'll be ATC. And if I'm talking to, let's say, my co-pilot or my tour guide or something like that through SayIntentions. So yeah, like I said, dual link through with chains, and then through a long pipe that's connected here, runs straight through back to the roll pulley connected to the motor. And that's how I get that, and as well as my pitch axis as well. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this version 3 cockpit tour of CardboardSim. I still have a ways to go. There are still things I want to add. As you can see, the ELT switch is coming. I want the Hobbs switch, the Hobbs meter, that's going to be coming soon. And a few other things. So stay tuned. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please leave them down in the comments, and I will answer every single one as I've always been doing. I appreciate all of you who have been with me and supporting me on this journey. We are 3 years into this thing, many more years to go. All right, that's it. That's all I got. This is CardboardSim. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. CardboardSim, signing out.